Hello, welcome to Just the Dis. We talk about Blu-rays here. And look, I understand that classic comedy is not necessarily something that drives a lot of views here on this channel, but I got to talk about it. I'm compelled to talk about it nonetheless, because it's one of my favorite things, truly. Something that I enjoy at the end of a long day. There's something about W.C. Fields that just absolutely captivates me and makes me laugh out loud every time. So I've got a couple new Fields movies to talk about here today. I have Man on the Flying Trapeze. This is from 1935. I have Youre Telling Me, which is from 1934. So I'll start with Trapeze. This is one of his best. And my salute to Kino for doing such a great job getting so many of his films out on Blu-ray. It's a gift. Truly probably my favorite comedy of all time. Just a movie that I've seen a ton and that has no conventional structure that you can recognize, and yet makes me laugh uproariously. So I love that this is on Blu-ray. The Bank Dick, also great. Really, really good movie. Very funny. And one that Criterion put out on DVD. So, great pedigree. Never Give a Sucker an Even Break. Very absurdist comedy. And The Old-Fashioned Way, also good. But back to this one. So this is a classic Fields drunk character. He's often drunk in his films. And this one finds him in some absurd situations where at the beginning his house is being robbed, sort of. Two crooks break into his basement. One of them played by Walter Brennan, I believe. And they start drinking his Applejack that he has in his basement, alcoholic cider. And they start singing. And then the cops show up. And then the cops start singing with them. And then they end up down in the basement and all drinking Applejack. They take the crooks to jail, and Fields' character is thrown in jail for illegally making Applejack. And so that's the kind of movie it is. Just bad stuff keeps happening to him. He's sort of a henpecked husband throughout, and it's one of his more common characters that he plays is the henpecked husband. I think, again, that's something people don't think about, is that that's one of his most known things, is he's just the husband who's being sort of browbeaten and just yes dear. You just don't think of him like that. But yeah, this one just continues to get more and more ridiculous. There's a great part for Grady Sutton, who's in The Bank Dick as well. In this case, he's the layabout sort of stepson. There's often a thing with Fields and his daughter characters. Like, the daughters are, fiercely defensive of him, and it's very sweet. As a dad, I really appreciate that stuff as a guy who's got a daughter. But yeah, so it's one of those things where he's really just dumped on the whole movie, and, eventually gets a little recompense by the end, which is pretty fun. But just absurdist comedy, just bad stuff keeps happening. Scenes go on and on with him getting in trouble and continuing to get, traffic tickets, and it's very funny stuff. Almost frustrating to see him get in so much trouble, but nonetheless, I really enjoy Fields in this movie, and I think he's uncredited director on it even. It says directed by Clyde Bruckman, but I think he directed as well. But yeah, one of his best, and I'm glad it's finally on Blu-ray. And that includes the Wayne and Schuster take an affectionate look at W.C. Fields' documentary, which is about 52 minutes, and a very cool vintage doc celebrating the man. And then next up, Youre Telling Me, which is, as I said, from 1934, also includes that same documentary, which is great. This one, another Fields drunk, and he is an inventor who, at the beginning of the film, fails to sell his greatest invention, the puncture-proof tire, to a tire company after his car is moved and a police car is put there in its place on the street, and he shoots out all the tires of the police car and runs away, and then has a chance encounter with a princess, and she sort of takes it upon herself to help him out and to do very nice things for him. And in that way, the movie becomes one of the sweetest W.C. Fields films there are, and I really love that about it, but it's still very funny as well. But just a wonderful, warm-hearted film, and has Buster Crabbe in it as well. But yeah, this one I had never seen, and I'm always down for a Fields film I haven't seen. And like I said, there's a ton of them now from Kino. I highly recommend all of them, but this was a nice treat as a discovery for me. And I watched it back to back with Man on the Flying Trapeze, and that's easy to do because these movies are like 66 minutes long. Another reason to love Fields is he's not long-winded, even if some of the scenes are. But I just adore him. I truly think he's one of the funniest humans that there ever was. And if I can recommend getting a foothold in classic comedy, you can say the Marx Brothers, you can say Chaplin, you can say Buster Keaton, but I say W.C. Fields as well because he is absolutely one of the top for me. So if you're looking for an entree, the W.C. Fields films are a good spot to go. So thanks again to Kino for doing these, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.